As who knows that we're doing Lone Wolf? It's just the first time you're hearing about this. Okay. All right. So let's talk about why we're moving to Lone Wolf from DocuSign. So we all went from Dotloop to DocuSign because Dotloop was purchased by Zillow. So Gary said, hey, we're going to bring everything in-house and we're not going to allow our information to be sold out. Then, I don't know how long ago, but we partnered, Keller Williams sold a big portion of we had a big investor come in, and that company owns Lone Wolf. So everything's kind of moving over, and this is going to be a little more seamless of a transition. So let's get started. First things first. Everybody, I've said this with every DocuSign class I've ever taught, and if you've ever heard me, everything starts in command. Everything starts in command. It's even more so now than it was in DocuSign, okay? So the first thing that we're gonna do is inside of command, under your name, you're gonna see your name and it's gonna say business. For those of you that have a team, make sure you can click on the team that you have, okay? But everybody now has team permissions as an individual. We'll talk about that later. We're getting started already.
I noticed that my team, I guess it's team switched like automatically. Was that part of this Lone Wolf thing? Because
No.
like it used to be my face and then all of a sudden it was my logo. It just like changed.
We can change that. That's a default setting on the back end, but we can talk about that. But that's
one day.
That'll be for you. You're different, because you have like 6 different command accounts for some reason. But you're special.
I just noticed that mine did the same thing, so I didn't know. So it's got the logo. It's got my name.
It could be the way that, for those of you that have teams, it's a little bit different. So we will chat offline about your team's stuff. All right. So you're going to go to your name and we're going to go to settings. Go to your name and then settings. You can see I am already connected. If you are not connected, if you scroll down, you'll see digital signatures and transactions. You will see Lone Wolf right there. And we're going to click connect account. Okay. Is anybody not connected in here and needs to walk through that? Okay. Click on it and it's going to bring up the option for you to create an account. It's going to bring up that you can use any email address. This does not have to be your KW email address like it did with DocuSign. It can be any email address that you're going to check. Okay? Because that's where your verification is going to go. Once you do that, fill in the information, name, country, first and last name. It'll ask you for a password and go ahead and fill that in. Okay, everybody with me so far? Once you do that, you're going to show connected status. Is everybody connected? Oh, Lord. Okay. All right.
It's telling us we have to put in the verification code.
Verification code will go to the email address that you just signed up for. Right. Absolutely.
Shoot.
Jennifer, will make you have to sit at the same table as Amy and Bob in a minute.
I know, right? Well, the problem is now is when you go back out to get the verification code and come back in, it takes you back into. Is anyone else having that problem?
Sure.
You know, I'm back out to. It wants me to.
Or once you do that, or once you guys get signed up, it'll bring up a pop-up screen for
Like it popped up and said, in the verification code, I went here to get it, and then I went back there, it's stuck. I'm sorry. Did that happen to anybody else? Or is everybody ahead of me? It totally could be that everybody's ahead of me. There we go. Okay.
go on your whichever email address.
That happened to me too. If it is, I need lots of money. I got you here. Oh, bless him. All his medical bills.
Okay.
Yep, there you go.
Got it, thanks.
Everybody good? Hey, everybody good?
I'm afraid to click anything, so I'm gonna just
Why are you
stay.
afraid to click in?
Well, because I
Oh,
don't
you
want
can
it to
close
like
that
go
out.
away. Okay.
Wait, hold on a second. No, because I'm gonna use you as an example.
Okay.
After you get signed up, you're gonna see this screen. It's gonna pop up with this Lone Wolf screen. Okay, you can just close this out because you're not gonna need it anymore. Close out,
Touch screen so you can.
close this out, and then you've also got another Lone Wolf screen here. Just close it out and it's gonna get you,
Yeah, good job.
and it's gonna get you back to command. Get back in. Okay?
All right.
All right, everybody with me?
Yep.
All right, now we're gonna go to opportunities. A little handshake sign over here on the left. Is anybody in here still using .loop? We don't-
I'm the lone wolf on dollars.
Yeah, well, you don't.
I know, right?
You have people. All right, we don't support .loop, so if y'all have .loop questions specific, I would just, everything's gonna go to this, and I'm gonna encourage all of y'all to start getting familiar with this, because I just heard yesterday on the growth call, there are some things coming down the line that are going to make .loop even harder to use. Okay. So once we're in here, we're gonna come in and create an opportunity. Okay, so we're gonna create an opportunity. Let's do a listing because we all want them. Okay. This is gonna be very similar to what we've done in the past, right? So we're gonna find our contacts. Let's just use my tech guy. And we're gonna call this, since it's a listing, we're gonna call it, we're gonna use my townhouse as, so if anybody wants a townhouse, let me know. We're gonna pick anything, remember anything with a red dot, you gotta do it. So we're appointment, we're scheduled, we're good. I'm not gonna fill this stuff out just yet because I want to show you guys how to do this inside of Lone Wolf, okay? So we're gonna create. Now, again, just like previously, anything on the left-hand side is gonna get pushed through to the transaction, okay? So we're no longer called rooms like they were in DocuSign, they're called transactions, okay? So this will get pushed through to the transaction. We're not even gonna talk about it. Okay, so these are the details. Documents is where we want to be. So we've got our seller, right? Information came through from our contact. We've got DocuSign, our documents pulled up. These are our checklists, all right? Pay attention to this. If you haven't taken my classes or whatever, these are checklists. I don't think David's not in here. No, so nobody else should have any other checklists except this residential checklist. Listed, under contract, and closed, right? So this is all gonna map over much easier. On the right-hand side, it says sync with eSign provider. Everybody see me? If you click this, you have Lone Wolf and DocuSign still there. Listen to me very carefully. As of today, no more DocuSign. Don't create anything in DocuSign.
What we have in there now,
What you have in there now, it's gonna go, because once you assign this opportunity to either Lone Wolf or DocuSign, but Lone Wolf, you will not be able to, it doesn't bounce back and forth. Does that make sense? Like, once you assign an opportunity to that transaction in Lone Wolf, it's tied to Lone Wolf.
right, so the new ones go to Lone Wolf,
Yeah.
the ones we're in process on right now will stay in DocuSign.
Yes, for now,
Okay,
because everybody get ready to gasp again. July 1-ish, DocuSign is going away. You will no longer have access to any of the documents that you have in DocuSign currently. I'm gonna show you guys in a few minutes how to, like, the best way, the easiest way to go in and download those documents. But anything, you can still go Right? Because the first question I got asked when I said this early was, oh, well, I can just go to DocuSign, log into DocuSign and find my stuff. No. Because everything that's connected to Keller Williams will be gone. Yes, sir.
Okay. But this is big because
Starting to
this
freak
is
us out here.
document storage.
Yes.
So,
There's gonna now be Google Drive
so we need to take everything that's in DocuSign,
if you want it.
and of course we want it, we've got to have it.
No, but here's the thing. Anything that you've already uploaded into Command will still be there. Remember, DocuSign is just a signing platform,
Okay, got it.
right?
I feel
But
much
there
better.
are a bunch of people that use it as storage as well.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is, but if you've got the document and you've already uploaded it into your opportunity, right? It's still there. You'll be able to go in and download it if you need it from the opportunity, because that's inside of Command. Yes, ma'am.
There's usually lots of documents in there that
Mhm.
aren't uploaded to Command.
Correct.
So if we want those
Gotta
all
go
have to
download.
be downloaded.
Yes, ma'am. And there's a couple of ways you can do it. We'll talk about it in a few minutes, but don't panic. It's not as difficult or crazy as you think.
Because I do use some of those as reference.
Yep.
If I go back and reference something from a previous.
Yeah.
Contract, even if it's not in the opportunity, or well. A lot of them are still in the opportunity, but even though it's not uploaded.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so we just gotta go in there and retrieve what we
So
need.
it's our ABAC.
That's a lot.
Again,
No, the ABAD is the same.
even though we have a relationship with Bloomfield now.
The ABAD has nothing
Yeah.
to do with any of that. This is just a signing platform.
But I mean, you
The
said they were an
ABAD
investor, so that's what I.
Well, no, because that's KWRI. The ABAD is specific to our office.
Okay,
So that's our strategic partners inside of our office.
okay.
So, I mean, you've worked with other people that have their own ABADs that need to be signed, that have their own office people and all of that stuff. Same situation. That has nothing to do with any of that. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna sync with Lone Wolf. Eventually. And it's gonna open Lone Wolf. Now, here's the beauty. How many people remember going to DocuSign and every time you go click that button, you gotta go log into DocuSign? That's all gone. Lone Wolf logs in one time, you're done, and you're in. Okay? So, because again, everything starts through Command, it kicks you right over. Yes, sir.
I think I answered my question. So when I synced there, it took me back to the sign in.
It may do it one time and then that's it. Yep. Yeah, you'll do that one time. Okay, so let's run through this. So let's start on the left-hand side. We've opened up our transaction. We're gonna start on the left-hand side. We've got a listing. So if you look here, we can import the property data, whichever one you like, I don't care. You can pick your source, FMLS or the tax source, right? So if this is a house that was listed a few years ago, I bought this townhouse in 2001. So we're just gonna go from the tax source and I can just put in the information. We're gonna run through this.
I have a question.
Yes.
Whenever we're trying to put import source, it doesn't give us an option for first MLS. It just has tax source as the only option.
Does anybody else not have FMLS? You don't have it either?
Nope, I only have tax source as well.
Okay. That could be a connection thing that we'll figure out. So just see me afterwards.
I'm sorry, where'd you click to import the data from?
Right here, it said import. Like right underneath where that picture is. And if you pull it in an FMLS, then it would pull up the picture. If you didn't like it, you can change the picture. You can do all of that stuff too. Okay? Everybody with me?
Where is import?
It was right here where the address is.
I'm seeing no import.
No property import.
Mine never did that either, Joe, that's why I got confused.
Mine did, but it had no address until I just put it in.
I think because you
'Cause I did
already
not
put
put it
the
in.
address, it knew that it was already.
Yeah, it could be something that if you put the address in, remember I didn't put it in inside Command. If you had it in the details of Command, it'll pull it straight through. But I skipped that on purpose to show this
Okay,
feature.
so there was nothing, okay.
Yeah. So,
So that's a step then, when we're doing listings, that we don't have to put it in the details.
in the details,
You can
yeah,
Pull it over here and then pull everything.
correct.
Similar to doing the FMLS, where you pull it from the data. You're
Correct.
pulling the data here instead of in the FMLS. Okay.
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what
Parties?
my brain.
Yeah, no problem. So this is gonna map over the same way it's done with everything else that we've done, right? It's gonna assign, this is my seller and I'm the listing agent. It's gonna go ahead and map that out so that when we pull the documents in, we know who's got to sign where, right? Property over here on the left, this is where it pulls in from the tax, pulls in a truncated legal description, but it pulls in tax ID and pulls in that information. So if I have, and I want to put in a list price here, right? These are the property details. Did everybody with me on this? Because Bob got a very confused look on his face. On the left-hand side over here, we're just doing left-hand side. We've got the parties that pulled through, and then we've got the property right below that. And that's where we can go in and see. Look, the beauty of this also is A, it's left to right, just work the screen left to right. And B, if you don't do it here, there's places to do, like there's multiple ways to get this thing done. But if I want to come in, oh, and everything that you do here, just like with anything else, if you do it one time, it pulls through to the rest of the documents. Does that make sense? So once we put property details here, we pull the listing agreement, it's going to show if we put a list price of, let's say 265, because that's what we're listing at. And then if we wanted to go today is the list date, expiration date is whenever, any of this stuff that we want to put in, and we come down and hit save. Now, as we work our way through the paperwork, it's going to pull that information in. Everybody with me? Okay. So now let's look at the paperwork. We're going to come back to this in just a second because we're going to spend more time on this. If you look at these tabs across the top, signings, this will show you who is signed, who needs to sign, where things are. Think about signings.
Hello.
That was DocuSign out there.
Think of this as envelopes, right? Your DocuSign envelopes. This is the signings page. Okay. To-dos, you can create your own to-dos to go in here if you want to do that. We're not going to talk about it right now. Timeline will give you everything that's gone on, any important dates that you put into the contract. It will automatically update this as you go through, right? So as you get the offer in, as you get whatever. So this tells me the list date was today. I set the expiration date for, I guess, 11 days from now. So it'll update this as you're going along. And then your history is everything that's gone on when we created it, all of the whole full transaction, okay? All right, so let's look back over here. Everybody stay where you're at on Lone Wolf and just look up here. On command. Remember it used to have these little DS's? Now it just says LW, okay, for Lone Wolf instead of DocuSign. Anything that's got an LW next to it is a preloaded form that's already in Lone Wolf, okay? And Dawn, we need to make sure that we probably do like the seller's property disclosure and the community association disclosure and just put that as part of it so that we don't have to go back and find it later. I'm saying that to Dawn because we have to do it through her account. But you can see these are the documents that we need. These are the documents that are required. Remember, this is a checklist, right? So if we come back over here, these are the same documents. They're called listed, under contract, and closed. These are all folders that we have. Again, over here. Listed,
Where did
under
you hit
contract,
that
and
to look
closed.
at? Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, so this is just that document, that paperwork page.
Yeah.
All right,
And
this,
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, you're about to do it.
Okay, so the search feature here, this is for documents that are in this transaction already. Okay, so if I've got 50 documents in here and I need to go find the listing agreement, I can type in, it's not called a listing agreement. If I want to find the ABAD, it'll pull the ABAD from this transaction, right? We're not adding it from the libraries yet. You can upload by email. We all get the random, like I took a picture of the seller's property disclosure and now I've got to go find a way to convert it and put it to PDF and whatever else.
Justin, how did you get from, because I went back, somehow I'm in command on the opportunity page. And you went
We're in
from there,
I just had two tabs open, but if you're in the opportunity, you can see right here in the top right, it says go to transact. And that'll take you back to that transaction.
perfect.
Because this is called Lone Wolf Transact. So you can upload by email. Again, the pictures, it will convert it to a PDF as you send this. So you click the upload by email, you just copy this and you take it to your email and forward the full email to this email address. These are specific to this transaction. Okay, so this is not a save it in your notes and use it for everyone. If you've got 123 Main Street, this is specific to 123 Main Street, which is different than 8910 West Street. Okay, it's gonna send the documents to this transaction. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And with DocuSign, you used to have to go in, you could still do this in DocuSign, but you'd have to go in, use this, and then you'd have to have the ID and all of this craziness. This is literally a simple copy the email address, forward it, and it's in. Super simple.
Where are the other guard forms?
We're working on it.
Okay.
We're getting there.
I knew you wouldn't forget.
For those of you guys that have specific documents that you want, that are specific to you, that aren't necessarily part of a contract or that you're gonna upload, but you have miscellaneous documents, you can go in and create a new folder, call it whatever you wanna call it, you know, My Docs, whatever, and it'll create you another folder down here. Okay, so that you can store things in there. Now, Jennifer, here's the add paperwork. So when we go in here, you're gonna be able to select from your libraries up here, okay? You can also upload forms. If you've gone and downloaded them from DocuSign, now you need to make sure that they're in Lone Wolf, you can go ahead and put them in here, okay? But form libraries, the top, we're gonna click. You've got your GAR forms. Does anybody not see Georgia Association of Realtors forms when you click this library? Means we did our job as an office staff. Dawn, great job. Because that means that your NRDS number has already been linked to it. But if for some reason somebody's listening or watches this later, you can, on the bottom screen, at the bottom of this screen down here, it says click here to link your NRDS ID. You can go in there and do that. It'll then open up the documents for you, okay? But we've got the GAR forms. I don't know, you're not gonna need any of these. And then these are our office forms, okay? So if we go in and I'm gonna click out of this, nobody move. We can see the documents that we know we need. If this is a listing paper, a listing, we know we need the broker agreement, we need this. We're gonna go add the seller's property disclosure because we don't have that. Okay, so I'm in the GAR forms and I'm just gonna click. I'll always mess this up. Seller's property disclosure statement, exhibit, okay? If I click it, it opens up a preview, nothing I can do with it, just looking at it. Otherwise, we're gonna click add over here in the right-hand corner.
Should we be concerned if that's not in ours yet, just yet?
If what's not.
And like it's some type of in seller's property. Oh, there it is. Okay, note to self, you guys, you have to
Have to use
be,
the apostrophe.
you have to use the apostrophe.
Just put seller or just put disclosure. I mean, you can put property disclosure or whatever if you wanna do that too.
Cause I'll be the one at midnight going.
Yes. If there is a community association disclosure. Community association disclosure. So I clicked add a second ago, right? So that's already held. And now I'm gonna click add on this one. And it's gonna add both of those forms to my folder, okay? But you see there, this went into the not filed. I want them to be in the listed. So it's a really complicated process where we literally just take these little buttons and drag them. So now they're in the not filed, they go right into the listed.
Okay, go back to those clicks.
Which clicks?
Well, I've got this,
Add paperwork.
I've got the things added, but I don't know how you got.
Oh, in the not filed? Does it say not filed up here?
No, it says add former document.
Oh.
And I've got add on there.
And once the green
So
check,
just check upload.
now you just close out.
Oh, just close that. Oh, okay, then that gets you to the.
Yep.
All right. Yep, you drag those down
You
to
just
the
click,
list.
just click the thing right there and drag it down and there you go, right to the listed.
Okay.
Okay, is everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Okay.
So whenever I opened the seller's property disclosure,
Mhm.
it had boxes at the top where like the offer date, the property address,
Yeah.
but like the actual seller disclosures where they check yes, no, and fill out the blanks. There's no.
Like a fillable.
Yeah, it's not fillable
Do you
on my
have
side.
fillable?
You have to create the,
Okay. I figured it was already in the document, it had the little box.
This is 101.
Is that 102 dash?
So
No going.
that'll be 102. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right. So everybody's with me so far, right? So now we gotta go, we can go through here and we can check all of the documents that we know we need to have done, right? All the documents we know we need to get signed. But the two most important that we need are these two. Right? Brokerage agreement and the ABAD. Especially if you want to get paid at the table, as you're gonna learn tomorrow. Get the ABAD signed at the same time. Okay. So as soon as I click these buttons, it opens up this little menu down here. And I can go to editor, we can go straight to sign, which we're not gonna do yet. You can email them, but if you email them, it's not a blank document. Remember, we have some information that's been pulled in already. So it's gonna be partially filled in. Does that make sense? Because I've already put in an offer price and I've already put in, or a list price, dates are already in there. So it's gonna pull those in, which we're gonna see in just a second. We can download them. Again, the same thing. It's not gonna be a blank document. Print them, or you can delete them. Okay? So we're gonna go to editor. And the editor is gonna pull up our access denied page. Awesome. Why do I not have?
I got that too. I went back and then tried it again and then it worked.
Yeah, sometimes that's a real thing. So if you get that,
I do not have
There.
permissions to access this page, access denied.
either refresh it or go back and come back in. I don't know why it's doing that, but it did that to me.
That's new.
Seriously. Okay, we ready? Everybody's in? Okay. So remember I said earlier, if there's things that didn't happen up front, there's multiple ways that you can go in and do this. If for some reason you didn't add the document before and you're like, oh crap, I need to add the document, you can click add and add the document from here, going back into the forms libraries, that sort of stuff. Remember, we had these that are already listed, right? Our sellers, our community association disclosures, we just have all of that stuff in the transaction. If we have one of these and we're like, oh wait, I know I need to get this signed and I didn't see it, then where's the ABAD? I know I need to get the ABAD signed. I can just click and drag, and now it's gonna be a part of this editor page that you're gonna see in just a second. There's the last page, and then it goes right into the ABAD.
This kicks docu sucks, but so far.
And when it sends them all together just like that.
Correct.
Oh, how pretty.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Okay? So, again, I pulled information early on. I went ahead and pulled my address. It went ahead and pulled, I don't know why it pulled a piece of this, but it pulled a piece of the legal description. It put in the list price that we already had, along with the date and the ending date, because I put those information in the details, right? Everybody with me? Okay. So, again, everything's on one page, right? We're not having to come in and out of documents like we've had to do in the past. So if we come over here to the right-hand side, so any questions about this, first of all, pulling documents in, moving them around, all the things, right? Okay. If I want the ABAD to be first, I just click and drag, and then the ABAD now becomes first before we get into the agreement. It's literally that simple, okay? All right, right-hand side, parties. This is where we want to make sure that we know who the parties are, and it's already pulled them in, but if it didn't, I could go to add, and I can add a new party, or it'll say add from transaction, which we're going to see on the next page as well, so don't get too caught up in
I
it.
looked away for 30 seconds and you got it.
Sir, stop looking away.
You should do about it.
Like a.
No blinders. Okay, look, so all we did was go to the right-hand side over here and just click parties. And it just tells us who's a part of the party.
Like a party.
Yep. Here's our listing information. Again, redundancy, right? If we didn't put it in before, we didn't want to go in and put it in. So we don't necessarily have to go, we have the option to come in here and put in whatever we want to put in. We want to click these buttons, or I can fill everything in on this side. And as I fill it in over here, it will bring it up over there. Does that make sense?
Right.
All right. Other info, same thing. If we had our offer info, if we had this is a listing agreement, so it'd be great if we could have the offer at the same time, but these are clauses. Okay. This is going to be 102, but I want to give you the example of what this can do. Okay. For those of us or anybody who has standard steps that we put in, special steps that we put in, something that goes into every listing agreement, every offer agreement, you can go and create a clause, is what they're called. And the clause will be, so I just created one here that's just business days, right? What the business days defined is. Where did I pull this from?
Offer.
Where?
The special stipulation one, in
The GAR form.
car farms, yeah.
If you're not, don't look, I'm not a broker, right? And Maxie yells at us all the time about the special stipulations in the GAR forms. If you're not familiar with that, inside GAR forms, there are a ton of special stipulations that are already written by the attorneys. Use it, okay? But if you go in and you have this and you say, okay, hey, this is what and you can create it as a saved special steps so that when you go into the document, you'll have it and it's ready to roll every time.
So when you do that, when you go into the GAR forms, are you able to, in this particular transaction
Yeah.
platform, are you able to copy and paste, or do you have to, you can't, from the special steps form? That's so nice because you couldn't do that in DocuSign.
So that's clauses. Tools, if you text box, highlight, lines, whatever, you have the option to do that stuff. And we're not going to split and rotate these. Okay, everybody with me? So now we've filled out all the documents. We've done all the thing, like we filled all the information that we need. Just pretend like we have. If we come down to the special steps, I want to show you this real quick since we just talked about clauses. When I click the special steps box, it says add clause.
Nice.
Wow.
And I literally come over to mine and I say, I want to add this one. We're going to add the clause. And now it's a part. See, it says clause added at the bottom. So I'm going to close this window out and my clause is in the special steps box.
So if you do that, and where's the place that you can go when you say add clause? Is there a place you can pull up the special steps? Is that under global? Or you just got to go to that and
Go to that page and do it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, everybody with me? All right, we're going to hit save. Just calls. And now we're going to go to prepare signing in the top right hand corner. Are we doing on time? Okay. Okay. Authentisign is the actual signing platform that we're using that's inside of Lone Wolf Transact. Does that make sense? So that's where that comes from. This is where you can call it, again, your envelope, whatever you want to call this is what these forms are going to be, this transaction is going to be called, okay? Or these documents are going to be called.
So that's where you can name it.
Yep. So, and you can name it whatever you want. So we're just going to call it. All right, now the return folder. Remember we had listed, under contract, sold. Okay. So we have the option to say, hey, if this was an offer and we sent it out and once we get it signed, we want it to go back to the offer file, it can go back to that offer folder. Or since this is the listing documents, we're going to say we want this to go back to that listed folder.
You have something that I don't have in mind. You had one called My Docs.
I just created that a second ago on that random whatever.
Okay.
And I'll go delete that in a few minutes probably. And we're going to hit create. Has everybody got any questions? We good? Questions? Anybody? Before we keep blowing through this. Okay. Okay. Now is where we're going to go. It automatically brings up this right-hand side menu. Okay. So the first thing that pops up is signers. So we're going to add participants because we need to know who's signing these papers. We're going to add from transaction. right? Because we've already got these people attached. We have tech tester as the seller and me as the listing agent. So we're going to add both of those. And they're already mapped. It gives you the option here to map signers, but because it says seller and listing agent, they're already going to be mapped to everybody that has every spot that the seller needs to sign and the listing agent needs to sign. Everybody with me? You can set the signing order, which I prefer to do because I'm screwed up enough. And you can set the signing order with just this button here. And it'll bring up where you want to do the things, right here. So I don't want him to get it first. I want to get it first so I can put my eyeballs on it before I send it back out to them. So I can just drag or I can change the number in here. So if I had the way I prefer to do it, everybody does it. However, if this person had a spouse or a co-signer, I would put 1 and then I would put 2 and 2. So it goes to both of them at the same time. Does that make sense? So yeah, you can change this to where the numbers are the same and it's not 1, 2, 3, it's 1, 2, 2. Right? We've all had enough buyers that are like, wait, I never got this. It's well, because your husband didn't open his email yet or whatever. Right? So
Always. That.
Yep.
it is. Yeah.
So Justin, if you leave that set signing order to the left, then it goes out to everybody.
Everybody at one time. Yes, sir.
How did you get your 1 in there?
So if you come back to right here where it says set signing order, you just toggle this on. And if it's toggled off, there's no numbers, like Kirk's saying, it's going to go out to everybody. I've just had enough times that I've like, oh crap, I missed that because my ADD and my getting ahead of myself. And so I always like to put my eyeballs on it again one more time before I send it to everybody else. So it'll come to me first before it goes out to them. Okay, everybody with me? Redundancy again. Oh crap, I forgot to add this document. You can go back in and add a document here. And again, you can change the order of the documents. I always think about it, again, when we were in DocuSign and we talked about envelopes, if you're mailing this to someone, the first thing I want them to see is the brokerage agreement. I don't want them to see the wire fraud disclosure as the first document. So I shuffle things around and make sure it's in the order that I wanted to see it in. And that's, again, just as simple as click and drag or changing the numbers. Okay. Tools. This is the, so this is where Brittany will talk about if the things are there, we're gonna have to look at it because I haven't looked at it yet. The check boxes are there, or if we add them here, which I really hope we don't have to do. So if we come down and we look at this last page, you can see that it's already added signatures, right? Now I should have already filled this in. I would have filled this in on that editor page, right? And yes, there's a way you can create a template that we're not going to talk about today. It's super easy to do. We'll talk about it like we're going to have a ton of these classes, like pop-up classes, not just so pay attention and we'll put them out there. But if for some reason I needed to go add something, it's just like with DocuSign or any other platform. I can go over here to the right, pick who's who, and then I can go in and make changes. So for me, if I needed to add whatever, I can just drag a signature or an initial or text or whatever. Okay. Here's the thing. If I click the text box, whatever it is, then I can go in and say whether it's required. We can scale it down. We can do whatever, all the things. Does that make sense?
Is there a way to change the color? Is there?
There is. And
I love what I see in blue. They just really.
Yep. Yep. And in 102, we'll talk about it.
Yes, quick question.
Layouts, don't worry about this right now. We'll come back to it again, 102, whatever, but don't worry about it. Okay, everybody, I want you to go to options on this page because I want you to double check this and make sure that it's right on yours. So we're going to start with time zone. Make sure that you're set to Eastern time zone. I was seeing early on that some were defaulting to Central because of Austin. So we just want to make sure that everybody is, and once you do this one time, you don't have to do this on every transaction. Once you do this once, it'll stay through.
Where was that again?
This is under options. We're under the signature page. Under options, Eastern time zone. And applied daylight savings time is checked because we still do that. For some stupid reason. Okay, change signature. All right, I just clicked the same change signature. You can go in here and you can do different styles for your signature. All of these options, whatever you want it to look like, whatever. Salud. Salud. You can come in and draw it if you have a, Apple Pencil and pen, or you've got a stylus, or you've got whatever, you have that option. Or you can upload a picture of your signature if you want to do that, and then it will convert it and you can use that. Okay? Don't overthink it, just sign the paper. Signing details. This is if you want to change the name of it, you can do that. You can set expiration dates for when you want these things to expire, right? So if you send a listing agreement to somebody or a buyer agreement to somebody and they're dragging their feet, you can set it to expire. You can also set reminders. It will give you another option to do that here in just a second, but you can set reminders on when you want the little nudge of husband, you haven't checked it yet.
That's awesome. Every 5 minutes.
Yeah. So you said, let's go.
Wait, is that an option?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Okay, everybody with me? All right, so that's it. That's it. Now we're ready to send it out. So we're gonna hit next and we're gonna sign. And I've got my little guy pulled up. This is again, Kirk, this is where you can send it out again. So if you didn't go into options, it's gonna force you to go, hey, do you want to set a reminder or no? And you can set a reminder every, I don't know how often you can do it.
It only gives you days.
Oh, okay, well, you can do it once a day then. All right, I'm not gonna do it because I don't care. We're gonna send. So now remember up at the top, this is the main page, right? We've got, and while we're letting my guy sign the page here. Under paperwork is where we've been. Signings, this shows you what's out. Okay, so 0 of 2 people have signed. So I'm gonna sign. So give me a second. Because this is another cool thing that's about to happen. Is we are going to, hold on. Sign. Okay, well, I'm gonna sign so many times. All right. Okay, so 0 of 2 people have signed. This is when out. This is when it went out. I can also resend it if I need to, because again, as another way of a reminder, the same way we used to do prior in DocuSign. 3 buttons, resend, reset. If no one signs it, and I want to reset the signing, I can go back in and reset it so that it'll come back out. It'll clear the signatures out and I can make changes and do that if no one has signed it. Okay. Now let's go to refresh. And now 2 of 2 people have signed. It would give me 1 of 2, it would give me 2 of 2 or whatever. So let's go back to the paperwork. And now you can see the signed paperwork is in the folder. Everybody with me? Mm-hmm. Now, we come back over to our command. We're going to refresh. We're going to refresh. And we're going to come down to the listing agreement. We're going to hit select. And there's my signed papers, signed forms.
Did it say signed?
Yes. Well, it says signed because command only accepts PDFs and that there are forms inside of Lone Wolf. So let's go back over here to Lone Wolf. Just like with DocuSign or .loop, these are forms that you fill out. And once they're signed, they get converted to a PDF. So when you go to the drop-down menu in command, it's only going to show the PDFs
Only gonna show the PDF. Hallelujah.
Yep.
Compliance hates my guts. I'm like, uploaded, and they're like, ten or something. You've uploaded them wrong, I'm like.
Yep. Well, and then you go back over, so look, you can see I just uploaded this and I did the ABAD. So when I come down here to go ABAD, that's the only option left because I only have 2 documents in that are signed. Here's the other thing that I think is pretty cool that I am a fan of. When we would all sign a DocuSign document, we would get a PDF copy of it in our email, right? Like we would get it emailed to us showing that everything's complete. We still get that, and so does the client. So with Lone Wolf, they will now, because, right, I get distracted, I get busy, I get whatever, and I forget to send them a copy of that. They will now get a copy of that. How we feel? Yes, sir.
So say you package this up and you've got 25 documents, you know, leave ads, wire fraud, sewage, all that,
Yep.
disclosures. And you send it all out, it all gets signed. And then Lone Wolf is gonna create 1 or 5 PDF documents.
It's a great question.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pull up my email real quick and see my little tech tester email. 2 documents is what it sent me. So it will send them all individual documents.
Okay, good.
What else we got? Thoughts, concerns, scared, good, not so scary? Okay,
Way better.
Way to go.
okay.
Quick question.
I have a quick answer.
This might be a dumb question, but
No such thing.
then if it's all separate, how do we send it? Like, say it's all signed and now we gotta send it to the other agent and attorneys and to do it in one big file? Is that a dumb question?
It's not.
Okay. Cause I know a lot of times people prefer that.
And keep in mind, I just got access to this too, not too long ago. There is a way. Let me see if I can find it easily. If not, I will let you know.
Okay,
There is a way to combine them. It's not.
Yeah, it just wants to do a zip folder right now.
Hold on. Let me see if I can do this real quick.
I know Command will separate them for you. But I don't know about adding them all.
but then sending it to.
Yeah,
the
it'll
other
separate
agent
them.
Attorneys and stuff, they sometimes want it in one big thing.
There's gotta be a way to combine them.
There is, and I will find out. Like, I will figure it out.
Question.
I told you there was no
No.
question. Yes, there is a way. Hold
What if
on.
you click all the boxes next to the signed documents and click email?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Cause this part here, I'm super familiar, cause I do transaction desk. So this part's like, you know what you could probably do? Once everything's signed in this one big thing with,
Yeah, because there's a box on the signature side. Let me just drop this here just for now because it's making me do something. But there's a box that says separate, but I wonder if there is I don't know. I'll figure it out.
if there's a spot to view the signing or the thing you get with your email that says complete, I think it might all be together there now that I think about
It's
it.
down at the bottom, when you click on email at the bottom bar, it automatically has all of them in there. And then you just type in who it's gonna go to and you're all.
Yeah, who's gonna get it? So,
You give it to
So
your
view
paper.
final, maybe?
Well, go back to your paperwork and then click on those 2 PDFs. Like, and then at the bottom right there, email, click on email, and then see how they're all right there.
And you
Right?
can just do it
Yeah.
as attachments instead of downloadable links.
but she's talking about, those, we
Oh,
wanted
to
one
combine them.
document and
Oh.
the multiple documents. So,
Look yourself and see what it shows up when you.
I think if you view final. And then email that maybe, or download
Yeah,
that
you
and
can
then
just
email
download
it?
it from here if you view that, because that combines it all.
Okay.
So I'll see if there's a different way to do it, but that's certainly one way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, is everybody with me so far? Any other questions that I don't know the answer to?
The chat? Probably not, actually.
No, there's a bunch, I promise. All right, so let's go back to everybody's, what everybody's panicking about. Let's talk through. Yeah, all of this is gone, by the way, all of this crap. We don't have to do this. Okay. All right, everybody with me on this?
Yeah.
So you go into any of your forms or any of your rooms and go to documents. This is the easiest way to do it. Just go, hit select all in the top right-hand corner and download. And it's going to combine, it's going to take every document. Now it's a little bit time consuming. And it's going to create a zip drive. Okay. And then just go in and name it. I don't know what this is. What is this one called? Or you can name it an address or do whatever. If you have a Mac, you just double click it and it will open the zip file. If you have a PC, just click the file, click extract all. Yep. And it will extract all of your documents and you'll have copies of all of your documents. And then save these in a Google Drive somewhere. Now, if you have a bunch of files, there is an API Nation option that you can pay for. But for the majority of us, it's just go in here and download them and just save them in your Google Drive. You have what's essentially like 2 terabytes of storage in your Google Drive through your KW account. All right, how we feel? Where we at? You're done? You've got enough of this already? It's too much information at one time?
Good. You did great.
Too much at one time then?
I like Lone Wolf. Good one.
Okay.
Hey, Justin.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah. Justin, this is Chip. What if you have a transaction that overlaps? Because right now, once you've assigned it to DocuSign, you can't reassign it to Lone Wolf. If we overlap and then it gets killed in the middle of the transaction, will you be able to then reassign for the balance of the transaction to Lone Wolf?
If you have a transaction that you've got a listing that just went live and you think it might last longer than 30 or 40 days, we just saw the numbers, it might, right? Create a new opportunity in Command and archive the old one. Okay? Just create a new opportunity, download your files out of DocuSign that we just showed you how to do, then go back over and just create a new opportunity.
Okay, well, what about the things? So just then resubmit all the stuff? Because if you've got stuff that's been approved, you would just go in and resubmit a new opportunity and they would go in and just reapprove. So you get back to square one through.
Correct. But you just have all of the documents downloaded already. So you're just uploading PDFs into Command instead of syncing them over. Does everybody know how to do that? So if you're in your, I don't remember where I just created my little test guy. Oh, here we go. So if you're in your opportunity and you're in your documents, instead of where it says right here in the top right, it says attach files from Lone Wolf Transact. You just click it down and click from my computer and then just upload each of those files that you need to upload. So I would just come in and upload the listing agreement or whatever it is. It's a little bit pain in the butt initially, but it will be easier as you guys can see with Lone Wolf. And it makes like the fluidity of it is just much smoother.
So on that, you would go back to this zip file, open it, and just click and upload,
Correct.
click and upload.
Yeah, again, a little bit, but I mean, you know, very few of us are gonna have 15 different transactions going on that we think are gonna interfere with that one timeline. So, you know, if it's a few, then it's not that big of a deal. Questions, concerns, thoughts?
So if everything in your opportunity has been approved
Yes.
and you don't use DocuSign, do you still have to create a new opportunity?
Good question.
Okay, right.
No, because if you're on .loop, it's not, I mean, you still have,
Okay,
you're still paying for that
So if you're
separately.
in dot loop, then you're good,
Yeah,
okay.
because you're paying for that separately. So the biggest thing is DocuSign is going away. Your access to DocuSign is going away. So can you still log into DocuSign? Absolutely, but it's going to be empty. There's going to be no rooms, and it's going to be basically a free account where you kind of have limited access to what you can do. Everything that you see now is gone. July 1st. Ish.
I have a question about that. So is this just our office, just Georgia, is this all located?
All KW.
So all located, okay, because I can talk to you about this offline, but my
With Florida.
Florida office
Yep, same thing.
also uses this, so.
Yes, same thing.
Interesting, okay.
Every KWRI office is going to Lone Wolf.
Well, once it's in command and approved, it's in command, you can still access it from command, even if it came from DocuSign.
You can still access the document that's in there, yes, because it's taking it, command is taking that and uploading it to the command system. It's not reading from DocuSign. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's pulling it fully and leaving it in there. So you will be able to see it, read it, download it, do whatever you need to do with it. But I mean,
That's only in the submittal page though. If you go to documents, it's not gonna be there.
that's inside the documents page of command. So that's this page right here.
Yeah, so once something's in there and approved, you can pull it.
Not even approved. If you upload it in here and you haven't hit submit yet, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, yes, because it's uploaded a PDF. So as of right now, it's not reading from Lone Wolf at all. I can just go in and click the document. There it is, and I can go download it or print it if I need to. So if you're storing your documents in command, you're fine. Nothing to worry about. But if you have documents in DocuSign that you want to have access to later, or you want to be able to see later, that you have not uploaded into this, go download them and get them out of DocuSign. Now, I'm going to tell you this as a best practice. I know we've said July 1. I'm telling you June 15th would probably be a really safe bet. Because they're flipping the switch in July. There could be some sunsetting, there could be some issues, there could be some, I've been around this long enough now to know that every time there's a transition to anything, there's always issues. There just is. Yes, ma'am.
Just wanted to comment on that this Lone Wolf's been super great to work with and accommodating. DocuSign's a little salty about losing all of KW's business, and that's why we have a hard deadline. It's not like we're trying to make things difficult, like they're.
Yeah, no, yeah, they drew the line on it, so it easily.
So I'd be salty too, but
Yeah.
they deserve it.
Better.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
definitely
mean-
could have been better.
Met from the real estate firm.
Yeah.
And that's, well, and there's the difference, right? So DocuSign is a generic signing platform. Lone Wolf Transact is a real estate transaction form or platform. So there is a key difference there for sure. But I would tell you, go ahead and start doing that now. You have nothing. And if you've got questions about API Nation or you've got questions about how to do it, come see me. And we're ready to go. I'm going to say one more thing and then I'm shutting up because we're already over time and y'all are going to start telling the principal that I went too long. Okay. If you have questions, for those of you that don't know, we have an agent resource site. Okay. KWNG347.com. If you go to the resources page, there is a whole thing right here where you can click and it will take you to, and I will constantly be updating this, but it will take you to some various resources, okay? Including this one, which is really good, that somebody at KWRI did that will help walk you through everything, okay? But it's all on our page. Thank you. Go away. I mean, don't go away. You gotta do awards.
As well, if anybody.
We do have vendors on here. These are our current active vendors. This is everybody. It's updated in real time, so you can go in and see.
I know a lot of times people are asking for vendors, so where to find it?
All of that's on here.
AWNG 347.
And for those of you filling out your documents that you don't know what to fill out, I literally put it right here on the first page. All right, any questions? Anybody's good? All right, we gotta do awards and I gotta shut up.
Just.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.